Good morning, everyone. Woo! It is day, you know what? Forget this. Good morning, everyone. It is day 42, and you can tell by looking at me, I'm sweating up a storm. I'm 1 mile into day 42 on Kinsman, coming from Kinsman Notch, going to a shelter about 11 and a half, 12 miles away. That first mile was all uphill, and it was not just an easy uphill, it was a tough uphill. And now I get to the top of that and I'm in mud. All right. So yeah, good morning to me. All right, I'm going to turn this around so you guys can see what I'm walking on. All right, so little stairway here to get up this. Yesterday was a tough day, going over Mount Moosilauke. The way I did it, slack packing and going from north to south, was by far the safest way to do that yesterday. And I've got some more big climbs today. All right. I gotta be careful. I don't want to wear myself out too early on this run. But what's going to make today difficult is that, unlike yesterday and the previous hiking day, I'm carrying a full pack, and I have way too much food in it. I don't know why I can't learn from my mistakes, but I guess part of it is because I don't want to waste stuff. I've only got a couple days before I hit town again, yet when you buy stuff at the store, you buy it in big groups of usually packs of 8, packs of 6, and I hate to just throw it away. So I will carry it with me for a little while. The current plan is, I think it's 11.7 miles today over Kinsman Mountain, Mount Kinsman. And then I'm stopping at a shelter that apparently up here they do things a little bit differently. They have a caretaker at these shelters, and to pay for that, you have to pay $10 a night to stay around a shelter. So that's what I'll be looking to do tonight, assuming I get that far. Option B is stopping at a shelter before I get to actual Kinsman Mountain. All right. All right, let me try it. This is a good little downhill that I probably should be using my trekking poles, but this is where I'm going to fall if I'm going to fall. You know what? I'm going to put this away for a minute. All right, so I've come a whopping 1.7 miles. This is only the second opportunity I've had to film anything. So far, this entire trail has been either steep up or steep down, or too rocky to film. First thing I want to do is I want to apologize for such a long video yesterday, but that was Mount Moosilauke. Some people want to see the trail, so I showed you as much of the trail as I possibly could yesterday, and it made for a long video. Those long videos, you guys who don't want to watch those, just fast forward through them. Not a big deal. Not going to break my heart. Today is going to be a tougher day than I anticipated. Shocking. I keep underestimating these mountains. And part of that is because far out just does not give an accurate representation of these mountains, or at least not in a way that I can understand. I'm used to looking at it in a certain way, and I'm usually pretty close to accurate as far as steepness. And but since I've got it in the Northeast, it's different. I need to just assume that every uphill is going to be steep. Today has been steep. I did not expect it that soon. There's not going to be a lot of spots on the trail today that is not up or down. I think one of the things I'll start doing, at least through the whites, to give everybody just a better idea, is I'll put the graph that shows. All right, see, I could get up to the spot and it looks like the trail could possibly go that way. It looks like the trail could possibly go that way. And it looks like the trail could possibly go that way. The way I've learned to distinguish is what's the hardest. And that's the way I'm going. This is what the day hikers do out here. And I did pick the right way, so. Yeah, there's almost no blazes out here. You have to follow the trail as best you can, and if you feel like you're off the trail, you break out your far out app and you try to get back on the trail. All right, I should have my trekking poles. Let me get to this next hill section here. Yeah, I'm not even 2 miles in, I'm dripping sweat. My legs are exhausted. But you just got to keep going. Got 9 more miles to go. And the big mountain is still ahead. But what I'm going to start doing is putting that graph that shows the terrain, or at least the ups and downs. I'll start putting that at the beginning of the video and at the end of the video. That way you guys have some kind of frame of reference about what I'm about to hit each day. And the whites, about 160 miles worth of it. That's just through New Hampshire. I don't even know how much is in Maine. So I've got at least 2 weeks of this. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Big ups, big downs. Moosalaka was one of the bigger ones, but it was only 4,800 feet. We got some 5 and at least one, and maybe more, 6,000 footers. I think Mount Washington is over 6,000. That one, man, oh man, oh man, I'm hoping we have clear weather when I get there. Mount Washington is just, I've seen it in pretty weather, and it's hard. I've seen it in ugly weather, and it's dangerous. So again, I'll do the same thing there that I've done at Moosalaka. If I think it's too dangerous, I'm not going to go, especially when I'm hiking by myself. I've got enough people that I'm seeing on the trails that if something did happen, I could get help relatively quickly, all things considered. But I don't want that to happen. Wow. Yeah. So at least 2 weeks, a little bit more than 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks of this kind of terrain. And I'm already wishing for Maine. Although, don't be fooled, there are some extremely tough sections of Maine, also including Mount Katahdin. But there are some areas that you can put down some miles. The one I know the most about is what they call the 100-mile wilderness. And it's a 100-mile stretch where there's nothing. It's all private land, well, private or government land. There's nothing out there. There's a hostel that has permission to use some of the private roads out there to bring resupply to people halfway through that 100-mile section, which I'll definitely be using. I think it's called Shaw's Hostel. But anyways, that's a long ways away. That's a month away. A little more than a month. This pack's heavy, man. This freaking thing's heavy. Yeah, like I said, way too much food in it. All right, I'm gonna put this down, about to go up. I've come 2.6 miles. Wow, that's all I can say. After 2 weeks of this, I'm gonna be just, I'm gonna be in pretty damn good physical condition. That's all I can say. This is just one long series of ups and downs. There's been nothing really level since I started. It's been either up, down, and I don't mean just a little bit, I mean a bunch. And this is the easy part of the day. It's cold up here. I haven't looked at the temperature. Let me do it right now. It feels very chilly. It's 48 degrees. And, it looks like it's raining, but it's not. It's not supposed to be any rain today. However, these mountains are so tall that they catch the clouds. All right, I got to put it away, man. This is, you can see this is downhill, and these rock faces are slick. So I'll be back in a sec. All right, 2.9 miles into the day. Another sort of kind of flat spot. What I was getting ready to say is that it looks like it's been raining up here, but it has not. Technically, I'm not sure how that works. These mountains are so big that they will catch the clouds, and the clouds can't get out of there. And so they constantly drip and drizzle. And of course, half the time you're walking in the clouds, so you're getting the moisture directly out of the clouds. And like I said, I'm not a meteorologist, so I don't know how that all works. But what I know is it's a 0 chance of rain today, and I'm getting sort of kind of rained on. And it's wet, and it's slick. And yeah, all right. Yeah, just a couple days into the whites, I can already understand why people are so afraid of these, and that includes me. Lots of steep ups and downs, and all right, let's see what we got here. It's getting steeper, but it looks, yeah, now it's rock face, so I'm gonna put this away and get my trekking poles and be careful. All right, I've not been able to video much today because almost every step I've taken today has been a sketchy step. Mount Kinsman is Not so different from Mount Moosilauke. The big difference is that Moosilauke is a day hiker haven, has got tons of man-made assist devices like wooden steps and rebar and things of that nature to get you up and down. This mountain has none of that, and it's maybe not quite as steep, but it's not far from it. And these 6 miles that I've done have just been grueling. One step at a time. And water. I mean, water is just coming right down the trail. They have no water bars here to divert the water off the trail. So it follows the path of least resistance and comes right down the trail. My feet, my shoes are completely soaked. That's not a big deal, but what makes it a big deal is that it's cold out here. It's still in the 50s. At least the wind's, I better shut up. I was going to say the wind's not blowing, but as soon as I say that, it's going to start blowing. Of course, now that I've said it, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, every step is just a treacherous step. You never know if you're going to be on a firm rock, a loose rock, a root. Okay, yeah, that's, this is, let me just sneak up here a little bit more and see what I got. If I've got an easy way down or not an easy way down. Okay, I've got an easy way down. But when I say that, what I'm walking down right here, see these roots? They sneak out there. They'll get underneath your feet, and next thing you know, you're on your butt. Oh. And what you see me doing, kind of sidestepping, sideways. I mean, it's just, it's a challenge. That's for sure. It is a challenge. And after 6 miles of this, what I've got coming up is the hardest section of the day. So, all right, yeah, I've got to put this camera down. I'm gonna hurt myself. This is all downhill, and yeah, I need my trekking poles, and all right, see you in a little bit. I'm somewhere around the 7 mile point on the trail today, and come out into a little clearing, one of the few clearings I've had today. It's beautiful down here. But Ninja, there you go, buddy. A little kaboom for you. Can't see much because we're all socked in with the clouds here, but I'm seeing the shadow of a big mountain over there. That's where I'm going. That is not going to be an easy climb. Mount Kinsman is over 4,000 feet, and I'm somewhere around the 2,000 foot mark right now. So here in the next hour, I'm going to start going up, and it's don't know what y'all can see down there. I see a sort of a lake, I guess. All right. Yeah, so this is more of the same. All right. All right. All right. I'm about 8.8 miles into the day. About 3 miles to go. And this is what I'm hitting. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, this is, folks, that's damn near straight up. That's like Moosilauke yesterday. Only there's no wooden steps, there's nothing. You get up here on your own or you don't get up. All right. I wish I could videotape me doing this, because there's about a 50-50 chance that I make it and a 50-50 chance I don't. So let's see what's going to happen. Coming up this mountain, I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've gotten off trail because the markings on the trail are just horrible. They're just horrible. Yeah, I had to cross a creek a few minutes ago. No markings. None whatsoever that indicated that I had to cross that creek. Nothing. I even went back and looked. Absolutely nothing. And everybody that comes down that trail goes up 1 or 2 or 3 other paths. None of them are the trail. And every time you step in that anything, you're damaging stuff. That's level, folks. That's straight up. Forget trekking poles here. I've been crab crawling the last half mile. And that's what I'm going to do through this section. There's no way to get up there without hands and feet, crab crawl, crab crawl. All right, gotta go. Cuts of shit. After 2 days, finally a view. It's not much of a view, but it's a view. Folks, what I'm doing right now is not hiking. It is mountain climbing without a rope. This is so ridiculously dangerous. I can't believe people do this. And more people don't get seriously broken bones or die. I mean, this is practically straight up and down. Yeah. All right, I got about another 1/10, maybe 2/10 to get to the top. I don't even want to think about what's on the other side coming down. 9.8 miles. You can see that's almost straight up, guys. I'm getting close to the top because you can see the trees are stunted again. Look at this. Oh my God, look at this. That is nuts. Let me zoom out a little bit. All right, I gotta go, man. It's getting late, and I've got about 1.5 miles to get to the shelter. I gotta move, and you can't move fast on this stuff. 9.8 miles in. I guess I'm following Karen's again, although that's the only one I see. There's no indication of where you go next, so I'm just gonna guess. I don't know if I still got to go up there to get to the top or what the deal is. I know I got 1.7 miles to go to get to the shelter. My ass is kicked, man. This was so much more difficult than Moose Lock yesterday. You got no help today. No steps, no rebar, just giant slabs of rock that you have to figure out how to get up and not fall. And it's been that way for the last 2 miles. Imagine walking 2 miles practically straight uphill, one step at a time. One step at, and sometimes it's not, I mean, it's not even a full step. Your baby steps, you're crawling, you're on your hands and knees, you're crab crawling. I think it's taken me close to 3.5 hours to go this 1.5 miles. My body hurts. My feet hurt. Walking on these rocks all day. And it's not the pointy rocks. It's the rock slabs. There's no give to them. And I mean none. My feet are just in terrible, terrible pain. Equivalent to last year. Wow. I mean, it's pretty beautiful up here, but right now, I don't give a shit. I just want to get to the shelter, get my shoes off. The worst thing is that everything I have is soaking wet. And there's no way it's going to dry out here tonight. There's just way too much moisture in the air. So I'm already looking forward to tomorrow when I get to put on wet clothes. The good thing about tomorrow, I was actually considering when I was back at that shelter earlier eating lunch, I actually considered staying there tonight because from there, I believe I only had about 9 miles to get to the parking area where Deb was going to be picking me up. But by coming forward like I did and doing this extra 5 miles, that means I'm only going to have, I'm only going to have about 5 miles tomorrow, which honestly is going to be a really good thing. And if it's like this going down, Christ, I may not get down until tomorrow evening. This is just, all right, I'm going to put this away for a few minutes. I got to my shelter. It's the Kinsman Pond Shelter. I've just finished having dinner. I don't know if you can see it through the trees, but that's the shelter down there. And I've decided that I'm going to sleep in the shelter tonight. It's got a canvas door that will close over it, and so it sort of kind of becomes an enclosed, a totally enclosed structure. There's nobody else here, and I have a feeling nobody else is going to show up here tonight. I just finished having dinner, and it was good. Chicken and dumplings. I'm going to turn this around and give a quick summary of the day, because it was a hell of a day. All right. How do I even begin on this day? What a day. I did 11.7 miles. No, I'm sorry, 11.6 miles. And today, I think, and I've thought long and hard about it, I think today was the most physical day I have ever had in my entire life. Today was hard. I had no idea that this was coming. I knew the weights were going to be hard, but oh my God. The first 7-8 miles, there was some sections in there that were steep, up and down, but mostly up. I think I did well over 4,000 feet in ascent today, and my body is feeling every one of those feet. When I got to the actual ascent up Kinsman Mountain, Mount Kinsman, oh my God. I will bet you that I threw my trekking poles either down the trail or up the trail today, well over 100 times, because they were in my way. Um, I had to crab crawl up, um, mile and a half, 2 miles. It was the hardest physical thing I have ever had to do in my entire life. It was almost straight up for a mile and a half. I mean, just imagine that. Straight up for a mile and a half. Today, I did not feel like a hiker. I felt like a climber. And I was mountain climbing without a rope. Um, Mainly going up, but partially going down. Because I haven't come all the way down the mountain yet. I've got to do that tomorrow. But so mainly going up for that mile and a half to reach the summit of Mount Kinsman. I had to, like I said, throw my trekking poles up the trail. They were in my way. I would have to grab roots, trees, crab crawl, dig my fingernails into the little crevices and rocks. Um, that was probably a lot of fun. I say probably because, um, in a perfect world, that would have been so much fun. It was so physically demanding that, I promise you, I'm going to be in my bunk and asleep within the next 30 minutes. My body is just beat up. But that part of the day, while unexpected, it was fun. What screwed up my day? What screwed up my day today was how poorly the trail is marked. And I will bet you that I walked off trail at least 25 times, maybe more. It was a lot of times. That sun is right in my eyes. Oh, man. Let me go to the side. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. But I walked off trail so many times because I didn't know where the trail was. The blazes are just not marked properly. They're not hell, most of the time they're not marked at all. And you you think the trail is continuing to go straight, but in fact it just turned, but you don't know that. You have no way of knowing that until you get 50 feet, 100 feet, 200 feet down that trail that people have made because they don't know that the trail turned. So you've walked for 5 or 10 minutes and you just lost that time. And that happened numerous times. New Hampshire, you can do better than that. Oh, come on. Somebody's going to get lost out here. Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to die because of a simple blaze. I mean, come on. You can do better than this. I bet I cussed. I've also never cussed as much as I have cussed today. I cussed everything. I cussed the rocks. I cussed the mountain. I cussed everybody, and just, yeah. If I was counting, I bet I cussed more than 5,000 times today. Oh my God. What a day it was. Just nuts. Just nuts. But this is the whites. I knew it was going to be tough, but oh my God. That was crazy today. That was just crazy. And it was cold all day. And it was wet all day. Everything that I wore today is wet. I'm putting on my dry town clothes and I'm going to snuggle into my liner and my quilt. And I'm going to get warm because I haven't been warm all day. The sun finally came out. I was on top of this freaking mountain. I got a couple of good views, but I could have got a lot more. That sun finally burnt through that overcast. And hopefully it's clear tomorrow. because I still have a long way to go down. Oh, excuse me. And it was a tough day. And I've got about 2 weeks of this, maybe more. Um, Honest to God, I mean, I was on the trail 10 hours today, 10 hours to go 11.6 miles. That's just crazy. And the vast amount of that time I lost in the last 2 miles getting to the shelter. That was so steep. That was crazy steep. Oh my God. If I don't overcome my fear of heights out here, there's something wrong with me. But, anyways, listen, what can I say? It was an awful day. It was a wonderful day. Um, Hopefully, tomorrow gets some views. And for me, tomorrow's going to be a great day because Deb's going to be here. And I can't wait to see her. It's been a month and a half. And yeah, I miss the old woman. All right. I will talk to y'all tomorrow for a short time.